Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Explainer. Today we're doing something a bit different. We are stepping right behind the curtain to explore the hidden ecosystem of how green products actually make it to market. We're looking at the big picture, policies, standards, and corporate strategies in the circular economy. It's this fascinating, largely unseen web that affects absolutely everything we buy, and honestly, I'm thrilled to break it down with you today.
So, think about this for a second. We're tackling a fundamental puzzle today. Should sustainability be driven by policy, or should it be driven by business? It really is the ultimate chicken and egg scenario of the modern economy. In this explainer, we're going to decode this incredibly complex relationship. We'll explore exactly how strict government rules set the stage and how corporate strategy reacts, adapts, and, sometimes even leads the charge.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the power of policy. Second, the European Green Deal. Third, the standards behind the sustainability. And finally, corporate action and consumers. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, the power of policy.
It helps to think of government policy as the ultimate blueprint. It acts as the crucial stick that creates the mandatory conditions for large-scale sustainability change. We're talking about regulatory frameworks here, the really strict rules and targets. Then we have market transformation, which essentially pushes and encourages businesses to adopt sustainable practices, whether they originally wanted to or not. And finally, standardization. That just ensures consistent methodologies so we're all speaking the exact same language.
Moving right along to Section 2, the European Green Deal.
Now, this initiative is just a massive, intricate, overlapping web. It's actually wild when you look at it. It's not just about, say, energy. It's actively mobilizing entire industries for a clean and circular economy. It touches on literally everything from biodiversity to toxic-free environments, all the way to smart mobility. All of these moving parts are working together to fundamentally transform an entire economy for a sustainable future.
But right at the heart of all that complexity is one massive, uncompromising goal: climate neutrality by 2050 and a full circular economy transition. By 2050, the EU aims to hit net zero emissions. That is the ultimate destination. It's the guiding star for all the interconnected strategies and regulations we're talking about today, and it requires a complete, systemic pivot towards resource efficiency. So how do we actually get there? Well, we need actionable, concrete steps, which brings us right to the Circular Economy Action Plan. This plan practically enforces sustainable product design. It literally mandates, by law, that products have to be durable and recyclable. It also puts a massive focus on waste reduction, meaning let's prioritize preventing waste from being created in the first place and promote reuse rather than just scrambling to figure out how to dispose of it later. Okay, Section 3, standards behind the sustainability. If policy is our blueprint, then Life Cycle Assessment, or LCA, provides the strict building codes. LCA is this incredible scientific, evidence-based methodology for evaluating the environmental pros and cons of resources throughout a product's entire life. It is the scientific backbone. It ensures that when a company claims a product is sustainable, that claim is actually grounded in hard evidence. So no clever marketing tricks, no greenwashing, just the facts. And of course, these assessments are governed by strict rulebooks. In the EU, we rely on the PEF and OEF methodologies for sustainability assessment. And globally, we have the ISO 14440 and 1444 frameworks. These guarantee that whether a product is being assessed in Europe, Asia, or the Americas, everyone is measuring sustainability in the exact same, consistent way. So, look at how this all flows together. It's a total top-down domino effect. First, policy sets the ambitious targets. Boom. Then, standards step in to create the consistency needed to measure those targets. Next, companies take those standards and integrate them right into their ESG strategies. And finally, that all results in eco-labels to inform consumers. That top-level government policy eventually trickles all the way down to influence exactly what you and I end up putting in our shopping carts.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, corporate action and consumers.
Let's actually compare the two main forces at play here. On one side, you've got policy drivers. That's your regulatory stick, right? Your strict regulations, mandated labels, regional initiatives. But on the other side, you've got corporate drivers. This is the carrot. These include ESG frameworks, life cycle thinking, and crucially, gaining a competitive market advantage. Integrating these life cycle assessments doesn't just keep a company out of trouble with regulators, it actually gives them a distinct, profitable edge in a rapidly greening market.
And the coolest part?
All of that massive behind-the-scenes maneuvering ultimately distills down to simple tools like the EU Eco-label and product environmental footprints. It becomes a transparent little label on a package, and that is what truly empowers you, the consumer, to make genuinely green, informed choices without having to be an environmental scientist yourself. How great is that?
When this system is working, it creates this hyper-efficient spiral of industrial symbiosis. Basically, smart resource policies encourage incredible overlapping collaboration between totally different industries. So much so that one facility's waste literally becomes another facility's raw material. It spirals outward, creating this tightly knit, hyper-efficient ecosystem.
So what are our key takeaways here? Ultimately, the whole shebang requires total alignment. Policy drives the large-scale transitions. Life cycle assessments support evidence-based decisions. Standards ensure global consistency, and companies absolutely must integrate these strategies. The big lesson? Complete alignment between government policy and business strategy isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely essential. The system simply doesn't work unless both are moving in tandem.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to really think about. Can companies act without regulation? Sure, it's true that businesses can lead the charge and innovate incredibly fast. But as we've seen in our explainer today, without the solid blueprint of policy and the consistency of global standards, isolated corporate action just isn't quite enough to change the world. Both are totally vital. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this leaves you eager to look a little closer at how the products around you are designed, regulated, and brought to life.